Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Torchlight 2. So we ended last episode just in the middle of going through the inventory, just trying to figure out what items. I'm running into a problem here, and I just have too much stuff I want to keep and not enough stuff to justify keeping things. These blues are becoming more and more frequent, and so yeah, it's becoming harder and harder to justify this. 124 damage. That would be stronger. Can I just hold a gun? No, I can't even use this gun because my level or dexterity is not high enough. Alright. So yeah. There's a lot of stuff in this area, and noticeably the map is pointing to a star in the other corner of the map. So I think I've probably just gone the wrong direction. Yeah. It's a little too easy to accidentally click on the dog menu. So my goal here is to just get everything, which it seems like there's just a lot of stuff here I missed, really. I guess I was just being distracted running around fighting enemies, and that's probably the right way for things to go. Okay. We have 19,000. So let's see if we can. I mean, if we just inherently enchant this.
Fortune smiles on you.
We're at max enchantments on that weapon. And then we're already at max enchantments on that weapon. And we're kind of low on money anywhere else.
You are fortunate.
And I'm not sure what enchantments he's even actually doing. But you can only enchant things 3 times. So it might be a case where you really do have to take certain enchantments off
Fortune favors you.
for it to make sense.
Fortune smiles on you.
That one went up to being an enchanted thing. So I'm just out of money. He was a master enchanter, Fondo the master. We've got an apprentice enchanter, and all the enchanters are just seemingly raccoon-like creatures. Okay. I guess that's helpful. If you see a raccoon creature, you're not going to try and attack him. And they visually, I imagine, will stand out differently. So my plan is to continue down direction. And we'll probably end up finding some kind of boss fight and portal out of here, if that is really all this leads to. It definitely feels a little Cthulhu-esque, the enemies we're fighting right now. Running into named characters fairly frequently. That's fine, you can't find anything, even relatively short distances. Yeah, and you're constantly going to be in this situation where if you just had taken 5 more steps in a direction, you probably would have seen that that direction was a dead end. Up to level 20. Inherently, I kind of know these aren't that important when you level up. The fact that you can just kind of ignore the level up prompts until you're good and ready. You'd think procedurally generating these levels, they would know not to put columns directly in front of the face of where you're going to be looking.
My pack is full.
Right. If I go up any more, it's not going to increase dexterity anymore. If I go up any more here, it's not going to increase my armor anymore. Interesting. So have we hit a max spot here where nothing can go up above a certain amount? That I was wondering if that was what was going to happen, or something like that would happen, where you just cannot do any better. It does feel like that is the case. I just hit my microphone. And that might be also that we just don't have enough armor. A lot of the items I have are very low physical armor. We really are at the point where we should start thinking about going to the main city via waypoint instead of sending the dog. And I guess that is the problem, is that you get used to leaning on the dog and then you never really want to go back yourself. that's not going to work with gems. In particular, filling up my inventory more and more. So I guess my mini goal that I would set for myself is to make it to the end of make it to the end of this area, this level. Just draining my mana with every attack. Yeah, if we can make it to the end of this level and then waypoint back. That's probably the best way. To even get that far, I may just end up sending the dog back at least once. Can't deny that I see some level of repetition already in level design. And that's very unwelcome this early in the game. And the experience for these types of games are always going to be repetitive. Looks like the dog is poisoned. Although that seemed to really not affect him much. Weird. There's a path this way. It really does feel like it's going to be a dead end. So, no to that. No to that. I think we want to say no to that. No to that. Also no to that.
Your pet's pack is full. Your pet has departed.
We are getting worse and worse. True Asterian boots. True Asterian boots. They are both boots. One is better than the other. But they don't work as a pair. I don't think I have any other True Asterian set items. But if I'm gonna do that, then I know I'm not gonna use boots anywhere else. Too slow of an axe, I would say. So, see, it does give the feeling that unique weapons, even at like level 13, may not be replaced until you have like a level 26 extremely rare weapon. totally running out of room. I'll be lucky if I make it.
My inventory is full. I can't carry anymore.
Yeah. 13 seconds to then just immediately fill up the inventory of the dog again. And I guess at this point, the only thing that starts to make sense is if we fill his inventory
Your
with
pet
things we're
is
not
back from
going
town.
to sell. Rawhide. I think we can't actually sell that one at this point. Let's keep that. 5% physical damage, keep those two. But keeping that to get the gem out of it. I think we were keeping that. Yeah. So are we cool with selling this? I think we are. We definitely are cool with selling this. Are we cool with selling these? Yes. Are we cool with selling this? 30 physical damage over 5 seconds. 144. Yeah. This is a claw weapon. Can I use a claw weapon over that? Seems like I can. So yeah, we'll try that. Sell that. Sell that. Sell that. Full axe is slower. Sell that one too. Sell that. I think it probably would be safe to sell that too, but I'll keep it. Yeah. The hope is that in this next bottom area, we will have a boss fight. We'll pick up a minimal amount of items, and then we'll leave the area, and then waypoint back with a scroll, I guess. That's where that's probably gonna have to be done. Maybe we'll find that there's more of a corruption at this temple, and the guardian is corrupt, and we'll have to go on maybe a journey to decorrupt the guardian. Not sure how that would really work. So this is a wider step. No, it looks about the same width step. And it is the same. Well, that's kind of dull. We might just accidentally miss an area with a whole bunch of enemies. Might just get lucky or unlucky, depending on whether or not you really want to fight enemies, and in this game I think you pretty much want to fight enemies always, because there's that finite amount of XP that you can get. Did we really need a portal? A question. Whether we really needed a portal or not. The Grand Regent Eldraine has just been infected. I wasn't expecting to run into the Grand Regent, I was expecting to run into the Guardian. Keep an eye on my health a little bit here. Overall, doesn't look like it's too bad. But there it dropped very quickly. Now it's back. This guy at level 20 seems to have a lot of armor. I guess we're supposed to be watching a cutscene here as the Guardian of the Wild. Okay. So, before we talk to the Guardian of the Wild, let's take a victory lap and see if there's anything to pick up. Doesn't seem like that's the case. Go ahead and get the boss chest. Actually, only 2 items that really had to be clicked on, and then the rest of them were gold that's auto picked up.
Thank you, mortal. I was too weakened by the alchemist to fend off the nether beast when it revealed itself. Had you not appeared when you did, it would have possessed me as completely as it had the regent.
So I guess the regent's just gone. Interesting. And so it's going to save me the cost of a scroll, which we have several of these waypoint portal scrolls, but they're probably kind of expensive, 100 gold or so, by just getting this far. Now, very noticeably though, there's a whole side quest and a whole lot more to do in that area. So if they're going to try and push me to go and do a different area, I think I want to do some cleanup work in the Winter Hills.
I don't know if the alchemist understands that Ordrak's heart is wreaking such havoc, or if he just doesn't care. I hope there's still a chance to stop him one way or another before it's too late. So the Guardian wants you to head to the Ossian Wastes? You know what? I think I can help you with that.
Okay. So we have a slower two-handed blade from 116. We haven't seen any blades, really. We have a gun. Then we have a 150 but very slow two-handed hammer. So So which one is worth the most? This one?
I'm commandeering a transport to take you to Zarafesh in the Ossian Wastes. Just speak to the Railmaster when you're ready to go.
You have a new quest.
So notice we have not actually what am I trying to say here? I lost my train of thought.
I am at your
Happens a lot. Okay. So we have a unique mace. Increases the amount of gold. You killed 20 goblins. We would need to be at level 22 for strength. Right, well, let's start with selling things that we know that we're going to sell. That. Anything that's just like basic is going to be sold. You need something at least to start, somewhat enchanted. I don't know if keeping the skull unique ring throughout the entire game is wise, though. It does seem kind of silly. I guess this new weapon I used works well enough. Which probably means that something like this would also work fairly well. Damage per second means damage per second, so if it takes, even if it is faster, the overall damage per second is already being calculated for you. Keep this. I think we'd sell this. I think we're just gonna run into better things. This would require focus and vitality. This is better, I think. Yeah. This is better, but we need our focus up to 26, or we need to reach level 24. Boots might be okay, but why would I do those boots when I'm going to do a set of boots? These boots run into that same issue. And just having a bunch of sockets also just doesn't matter. Okay. I don't think that there's a reason to really increase the physical armor of your dog. Yeah, these are 400, these are 200. I am just picking up a collection of items. How many scrolls do I have? Looks like in the double digits. It's hard to see. So in here, we had a unique wand, a unique shield, and I guess we are probably still going to be keeping unique things, even if we don't use them. In here, we have a whole bunch of gems, and then, let's see, is this necklace better than what we have? If we got it enchanted, it would be. Let's just start messing with things. This should be sold. This isn't good anymore. Chip spec. So we've started to jump up to higher levels. Of our gems. Void. Unique socket bowls. We'll just keep them. It says it's unique, but we have two of the same. Okay. This one, we were going to take the item out of it. This pistol could be augmented to 124 at 64 over this, which is 81. But I just don't think, yeah, it's not a reason to keep that, is there? This is a rare shoulder armor that increases magic find and luck. So if we can enchant this, and we're breaking the ghastly group. This is a regent piece. Let's find the regent pieces. Rune Master, Regent. 121 requires level. Well, hold on a minute and see if that's worth anything. Right, this could break. Shoulders, this could break. Gloves. This would break shoulders. This would break leggings. This is a whole different set. This would break shoulders again. %5 to all damage. Probably is not worth it. Regent Hydrian Sash. This requires level 24. So that's 3 pieces. But actually that's not even part of the Regent set. Yeah, these are formal regents. This is Regent Eldrian Sash. Which feels almost like a unique item, too. Level 22. Do want to use this as soon as I can. Okay. So this apprentice can only do one enchantment.
You are fortunate.
Plus 8 physical damage now. So
Fortune favors you.
you would kind of just assume that this is how that's always going to work. Okay. Armor, this would give me a bunch of health. If I put that in there. This would also give me a bunch of health. Can I put one in a weapon? No, because I don't think we're at a point where we can socket anything. I can put it in that weapon. I'm not sure that that is really increasing the value. So we'll just hover over everything and see if we have any enchantments that we haven't done. This guy is going to have to level up.
Fortune favors you.
To be particularly useful to me.
You are fortunate.
Yes.
So we'll sell that, that, not that one, and not that one. Let's make sure none of these have gems in them. So it'll be a while. Let's go ahead and put this here since that's going to be a while. This is only level 22, so I think we can keep that. I don't think we can justify using this. It's kind of pointless to even keep it, but whatever. And I just don't think it justifies breaking the set at the moment.
How may I help?
I would assume I'm either too broke or that all of these weapons are not really the weapons to go with. Although maybe it is a case that there might be something in here. I guess the question is, I think we did see a piece that was part of a set in his inventory.
I don't have enough gold.
I can't buy it, though. That's... It doesn't seem like you're going to have enough gold to get sets. Like every single set, unless you just find it through drops. which is more just pushing you to continue playing. None of these fish are valuable, are they? No, they really are not. Health potions might be valuable at some point, but maybe not even that. So this guy is the rail master. He's going to take me to other areas. Destroyed item, recovered a gem. This item doesn't have it. That doesn't have a gem in it. Okay.
Do you need something?
Glad you made it.
Alright, so
Did you need something?
there is nothing else you can really do. If I was to spend the money to remove any current enchantments, I don't see a reason why you'd do that. There's an empty socket here. I could put an item in. Mana stolen per mana recovery per hit. Range weapon bonus damage or minus 15 armor per hit. I think all the sets actually are. Let's assume we're gonna take some fire damage next. Pretty safe in making that assumption. Why is that not working? Why is that not working? So this can... It requires an item level 14. Interesting. So we can't actually even do what we would want to do. Because there's a minimal level on the items
Yes.
to insert something. Crow's Pass into the wilds. Vale. So this is a long, fairly boring journey, as some characters are still dead. And as the areas get bigger, you're going to run into that issue, I think, more and more.
I am at your service. Yes.
So
Safe
talking to him
travels.
doesn't actually do anything more. And I guess this map is fairly accurate as far as what it's showing. So that was just an item. Interesting. So I missed some stuff, obviously, but it may not be as much stuff as I thought. But I certainly just don't see how... Yeah. I don't see how you would have really hit all of that content without just going around the entire circumference of the map first before doing the quest
Did
stuff.
you need something?
I still think I'm probably missing sections. It's just they're just wide swaths of this way too big of a map. We have these deep chanting sounds. I'm still not getting my armor up high enough. Is my feeling. Plus, I don't feel like I'm getting enough gold. And I think that's going to be constantly an issue. I knew some of that coming in. That's why I'm actively trying to seek things that would drop magic item drop items. Increase the magic item find. More than anything else. That's what you want. Gold is, I guess, secondary to that. And experience is almost not necessary. Because particularly playing this on easy, I'm not expecting any kind of situation where you get to the end of the game and you're not at a satisfying level. Whether there actually is a max level or not is a question worth asking. But I do think a satisfying level is a reachable goal. Right. And this map really just does not zoom out far enough for as large as this area is. Spell scrolls, right click on the scroll or drop it one of your spell slots to learn it. Finally. Okay. Spell slots. Spell inventory. Let's see. Learn elemental protection. The casting is imbued with increased elemental armor. Pet spells. Right click to learn this ability. You have inscribed a new spell in your spellbook. You may now cast it as you would any other skill. Okay. So the dog can just cast it. Cast that spell. If we remove the spell, it seems like you would just lose it. Pretty obviously, though, we are very late in the game to get our first spell scroll. But it may also be the case that we actually are nowhere in the game. I wouldn't expect to be finishing the game or anywhere close to finishing the game at the current level I'm in, just into the 20s. But if you told me I was a fifth of the way through the game already, that kind of makes some sense. It's believable at least. Man, there's so much map here. And here's the large problem with this is we know for a fact that we have found side quests just randomly strewn about in the world. So who's to say that there isn't another side quest in this giant map?
You have gained a level.
Questions. Here. 6 flamings, 11 meters. Tier 2 bonus. Attack speed. I think that's what we want to do. Why am I could push that all the way up to that. Well, that's not increasing armor at all. Dexterity. It's going up, but it seems like what's happening here is that there is a... Let's just get nice round numbers, I guess. It seems like there's a decreased improvement, so you will never get to 100% dodge. You may not get anywhere close to that, actually. Giant landmass. There's no way you would have seen all of this. Like, let's just zoom out to the maximum. Would be the one thing.
Is complete.
Might help is if you were zoomed out completely. Have I really seen everything there is to see? Clear an entire map area. So I guess the game needs dynamic scaling. That would be the way to fix that, is to have the game just slowly pull back or automatically pull back when you're in such a large map, and then zoom in more in a smaller area. Okay. The items I picked up, I think maybe quest items. This requires level 22, so we're still not ready for that. We can, I think, though, start to put things in a dog's inventory. We're getting more and more of these. We wouldn't use that. Wouldn't use that. Wouldn't use that. Wouldn't use that. Nope. 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 So a lot of these, I guess, are probably lower level because of where we're picking them up. So that made that pretty easy. And so I guess this was the items we collected. Those were just quest items.
Welcome, my friend.
Yes, those are the 3 quests. Now allow me a moment to fit them together. Yes, I see. Yes, yes. The Asterians hid the golden gear in a small cave not so far from here. So this is a 120 slower. This is a 76. 3% for gold and all damage. 78. I might take that. Or we could take this enchanted tag, which I don't think is what I want. I want this one.
Welcome, my friend.
I've continued studying the quest, and I'm more convinced than ever that the golden gear is hidden in the Whispering Cave. If you can retrieve it, I can bring it back to Zephyrish to aid the city's defense against the Azeroth siege. Which, okay. We'll take that quest. That will push us here. Yep. Am I putting this on right now? No. I'm gonna hold on to it. I'll try and just make a little wall of items.
Welcome, my friend.
So can we finish an entire quest in a minute? No, we cannot. That would be ridiculous. It would be very pointless if that was something you could do. Okay. I want to just see if I can better learn these stats. So the right hand is doing 130. The left hand is doing 112 to 147. This weapon here is doing 138. But then it has a bunch of other things changing its position. This is doing 144. Critical chance is 10%. Again, that might be because these weapons don't have critical. I'm not sure what fumble recovery is. It's not something that I really recognize as happening. Execute chance. Striking with both hands simultaneously. Physical and elemental armor. Block chance. So let's see if we can figure out some of this. I don't want to really get into the weeds here of reading every single statistic here. We do have one death now. Yeah, I think for the most part these stats are easily ignorable. That we could eventually get to some point where we're just hitting the maximum levels. But maybe not. Maybe we will just never get any high enough to unlock everything. Physical armor is, I guess, being modified quite a bit because of this too. Physical armor and physical damage being reduced. We just gonna keep on pushing that forward. And I'm not sure, like, if we could get this to tier 2, we'd get an armor boost. Might be worth it. Increasing your charge overall might be useful for the flame hammer, or decreasing increasing how fast you get the charge. Honestly though, I'm not sure that any of that really would change much of anything. And so I question if now, 7 hours into this game, if your experience would have been too much different if you'd picked a different character class, or built out a character class with slightly different weapons. Sure, you might have a gun and it might have a different animation to it, but at the end of the day, you're just going to be killing a lot of people fairly quickly. The game is not going to be balanced enough that it would slow down its actions or speed up the number of enemies based on the attack speed of your character. So, while we may have our character here visually look different, and animation wise when they attack look different, and the character has different skills, it may be so balanced that none of it matters. Plus, you run into the problem for each of character class, because they have those different skills that in particular have different animations. There's probably a ton of stuff here you're just never going to see. Too much content hidden behind paths that you would just never take. And that's for just one character. it would be nice if you had some kind of fish you could eat that would, he has some ability now where he's like healing me. It would be nice if there was some kind of ability. No, he's casting this elemental protection potentially on himself. But yeah, it'd be nice if you could eat some kind of fish and transform yourself into a different character class, or just at will pause the game and swap to a different character class of the same level. And that's something certainly that in Diablo 1, Diablo 2, they built a whole game around not letting you do that. So when you got updates in the form of, like, well, in Diablo's case, it was buy a new version of the CD or buy a second CD-ROM that would install an update. No online back then. But yeah, when you got an update that potentially added new characters, you wouldn't play those new characters. Although, now that I think about it, I don't think that actually happened. I think what happened is in Diablo 1 you had several types of characters, and then in Diablo 2 you had different types of characters. It's much closer to something like Borderlands, which Borderlands 2 in particular had a whole season pass thing where several months later they unlocked new character classes to play as, expecting players in mass to start a whole new game with a whole new character and play one more playthrough. Of course, that didn't really work in the case of Borderlands 2 because in modern days there's just so many other games to play compared to Diablo 2, where that probably would have worked. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling a little too much. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and keep on watching. Thanks.